So I get a very, very common question from a lot of different guys, and it goes something like this. So Charlie, I went on this date last night with this girl, and it was amazing. I mean, we had the best time. She was laughing the whole time. I felt like I was on fire, and I definitely want to see her again. So I texted her in the morning. I said, I had a great time. When can we do it again? And she didn't even get back to me. Or, Charlie, I went out last night, I met this girl, and it was just sparks from the get-go. We stood there, we talked for an hour, we traded numbers, and when I texted her today to say, hey, we should go on a date, she said that she doesn't want to and that she just sees me as a friend. What is going on here? So I recognize absolutely that there are 1,000,001 reasons that any singular partnership might not work out. There could be compatibility issues, there might be something going on in our life, but really beyond those simple compatibility issues, the majority of the time, there's really only 3 main reasons that a woman is not going to want to see a man again. And they all kind of boil down into these 3 buckets. Once you know what these 3 buckets are, you can identify, holy cow, I am consistently blowing interactions that I am having with women because I am not doing this thing or because I am not presenting myself or this aspect of myself. I want to cover what these buckets are in a woman, and keep in mind these are all emotions that she is having when she is around you. So the first one is this. It's the emotion of just having fun with you and of being interested in you. This one is really basic, and you should know if you don't have it, right? If you're ever on a date where this isn't there, it's terrible. The entire thing is completely stilted. Conversation is forced. It's just not going well. So this is generally one that guys understand. More likely, this occurs at a bar or one of the situations where it's not there. You walk up to someone, you start to talk, and they never really seem interested. They're not really laughing. They're not following up and asking you questions. When there's an awkward pause in conversation, they don't endeavor to fill it, right? They just kind of let it sit there. That's the most basic one. And the issue with this is that on dates, a lot of guys get stuck here, right? They think as long as she's laughing, as long as she's asking questions, that must mean that she's getting more attracted to me. And I myself used to think this. And the truth is, attraction for a woman, sure, part of it is she interested in you? Does she have fun with you? But it goes beyond that. And if you think that simply talking about commonalities and making her laugh is going to make her feel romantic feelings for you, that is going to screw you up because there is more to it than that. So that's where the other 2 buckets come in. The second piece, so critically important, but really sadly underseen in the real world, is having genuine standards, right? These is rules of conduct for how you need people to behave if they're going to be in your life. And it's so sad but true that most men do not have standards for the women in their life. The only things they care about are, am I physically attracted to her and is she interested in me? So I encourage you right now, think back to your own life. Think back to times in your life. Is there a time in your life where there was a woman who was interested in you, who you were attracted to, where you didn't continue to pursue things because she was rude to someone else, or because she wasn't affectionate, or because she wasn't a match in some other way? If you are struggling to think of something, chances are that you don't have any real standards, and I promise you, this is hindering your dating life. Women, men, all of us in the world need to feel that people are judging us for who we are, right? If you've ever been in a situation where maybe you were in a position of power and people just ran up and kissed ass, that is a huge turnoff. You want nothing to do with them. We gravitate towards those people who hold us to high standards, right? To those people who genuinely care about who we are as a person and our personality. A lot of guys, because they've never developed these standards for things that they're looking for, cannot accurately communicate that to a woman. And what they do is they fill in these completely bogus lines of, you're not like anyone that I've ever met before, trying to act like they have standards, and it's going to fall flat. So the most important thing right now is not that you memorize a certain line to make her feel this, it's that you think, what am I actually looking for? What are my actual deal breakers? Because if I don't have any, and I'm incapable of demonstrating that, say that a deal breaker is being rude, for instance, and you see someone being rude to a waiter, a person that you're on a date with perhaps is rude to a waiter, and you don't call her out, 1, your self-esteem is going to plummet because you have no standards, and 2, she is actually going to lose respect for you because you get bucketed in with all of the other people who only care about her for her physical looks. So go ahead right now, think, what are your deal breakers? Come up with some legitimate standards, and when you demonstrate those to a woman, you're actually going to create a better connection. The third piece, really, really important, because I see the first 2 happens. What happens is when you have the first 2 and not the third, is that you go on multiple dates, they all go well, and then eventually things just fizzle. Because the third thing is sexual tension, right? If you are constantly going on dinner dates, you're having these fascinating conversations apart with a table in between, then you go, you walk to your door, you say, I'll see you another night, and that goes on and on and on again. There is no desire, there's no intent, there's no spark there. What you need to do is create sexual tension. there's this common myth that I think comes from Hollywood, because we see it in movies where the guy and the girl in Lady and the Tramp, they grab the same piece of spaghetti and all of a sudden they're nearly kissing, or they're walking together and they fall and their heads land right next to each other on the floor, and there's this awkward moment where sexual tension just happens to them. That is not what the real world is like. You need to create these moments of sexual tension by having genuine romantic intent. And that can look like anything, like solid, lingering eye contact, direct compliments. I talk about how to do those in a different video that I'll link to somewhere here. Those things are going to do it, but the most important one is that you are touching her, right? If you're on a date with someone, ostensibly there's some sort of chance for a physical connection there, but if you're sitting across the table, you're not starting to hold hands, to hug. Honestly, I recommend people go out dancing because that breaks down a lot of those barriers. There is no sexual tension created, and it's not going to happen. So I hope that you guys have found this helpful. There's like a fire going on behind me. I don't know what's going on. I hope that you guys have found this helpful. If you're interested in other videos, go ahead and click somewhere around here. We'll have a link that goes up to another video that demonstrates the 3 things that I use whenever I start a conversation with someone. I use these almost anywhere I go, and the reason is because sometimes I'm just walking about my day. I see someone that I'm interested in, and I'm a little bit struck. I don't know what to do. These are really easy fallbacks. They're not lines. They're just easy ways to start a conversation with a woman that you're interested in. Works in a bar, works in a nightclub, works on the street. Go ahead and check that out right now if you have had that experience of not knowing what to say in an instance, because they're really helpful fallbacks. If you've liked this, go ahead, write in the comments, let me know if you want to see more of this style of video. If you have specific questions, one of the things I'm trying to do is more reader questions. So if there's any questions, go ahead and drop those in. Of course, subscribe. I do a video every single week on Monday, and I'm trying to add more of the reader question variety. So hope that you guys have found this helpful, and of course, I will see you in the next video.